Hello guys. So in this session we are going to learn how to install SonarQube on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. Easy to instance, right? So here we are going to install SonarQube on Ubuntu, and here I mentioned some previous site, but here we are going to install latest version of SonarQube. Okay. So as you can see, this is the official site of SonarQube. You can see the SonarQube official site and the latest version of SonarQube. Okay. So first of all, we are going to learn to install SonarQube on Ubuntu, the prerequisites. Okay, so let's understand the prerequisites. So as you can see, SonarQube server host requirements and recommendations. Okay. So first of all, supported operating system. So here we are going to use Ubuntu. That means the Linux operating system, right? Okay. And here the hardware requirements, that is small scale installation, is a typically SonarQube community build or SonarQube server developer edition install that suppose one line of code. Okay. And okay. So let's understand the requirements that the prerequisites. So first of all, RAM. For small scale installation, we need 4 GB of RAM. For large scale installation, we need 16 GB of RAM or 64-bit system. Okay. And for small scale installation, 2 cores. Okay. And the processors. For large scale installation, we need 8 core. And in addition, for server installation from Docker images, we need this AMD 64 architecture or AMD 64 based Apple Silicon. Okay, depend on the how much you code you analyze with SonarQube. Then disk space. For small scale installation, we need 30 GB of disk space, 10% disk free space. Okay, so that's the requirements of this. Okay, after that, hardware configuration, you can see the hardware that recommendations. Okay, then next is you can see the RAM and so on the details. Okay, the next one is software requirements. Okay, then we need a web browser. So you can use Microsoft Edge latest version or Mozilla Firefox, then Google Chrome or Safari, whatever you want. Okay. Then Java. As you know, to install SonarQube on our Ubuntu, we need a Java version. So here you can see apply only to the server installation from the zip file. Okay. So you can use Java version 17 or 21, whatever you want. Okay. And after that, you need a Oracle JRE or OpenJDK. That means if you want to install Java, then you can install Java. Otherwise, you can install Oracle JRE. Okay, that's the recommendation. So here recommendation use Java CP. Okay, so that's the requirements. And if you want to learn the installations guide, so as you can see the installation guide. So first of all, you need to install SonarQube server database. Okay. Then from the zip file, then advanced setups and so on the details. Okay. And here for just a second. Okay. So that's the requirements that we are going to install in this SonarQube. Okay. And after that, okay. So we need database as well, right? Here we are going to use PostgreSQL. We are going to install PostgreSQL. Okay. If you want, then you can install Oracle also. Okay. Okay. As you can see, if you're using Oracle database, then here is a right. Okay. So we need a database as well. Okay. So let's start to install latest version of SonarQube on Ubuntu. So as you know, first of all, we need a Ubuntu instance. As you can see, here I have successfully launched my instance, and here I have successfully connected to my terminal, right? Okay, so let's start to install latest version of SonarQube on Ubuntu. Okay, so as you know, the first step is let's set up Ubuntu EC2. instance. Okay. So as you can see, here I have successfully connected to my terminal. As you can see, let me clear screen first. And the first step is let's update the system package using sudo apt update command. So as you can see, it's updating our system packages. Okay, it's done. After that, the next version is, sorry, the next step is let's install JDK, the 17. Okay, here you can see the version 17. If you go to this, as you can see, here you can install OpenJDK 17 for macOS, Windows, Linux, and so on. The details you can see. Okay, so the .cz file, zip file format here you can see. Okay, so let's install this OpenJDK 17. So as you can see, it's almost done. Okay, so let's check the version of Java if you want. You can see the OpenJDK 17, right? Okay, that means it's successfully installed. Okay. Now the next step is let's configure the system limits. For that, SonarQube uses Elasticsearch which require increased system limits. So we need to edit this file systemctl.config and end of file we need to add these lines. Let's save the file and exit. Then after that, let's apply the changes. Okay. Then after that, let's configure the limits for the user. Okay. The next step is configure limits for the user. So let's edit this security limits configuration in this particular location, limits.configuration file. And the end of file, we need to add this SonarQube, like 2 lines. Let's save the file and exit. Okay, it's done. Now let's move to the next step. The next step is let's install PostgreSQL and configure the database. So like I said you, right, that you need, if you want to install Oracle database, then you can install Oracle database. Here I'm going to use PostgreSQL database. Okay, so first of all, we need to install this because to install SonarQube, we need a database. Okay, so let's install the PostgreSQL database using the following command. And then after that, let's start the PostgreSQL. Then let's enable the PostgreSQL. Otherwise, you can install SQL also. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want, let's check it's running or not. It's running, right? Okay. It's done. Now, let's switch to the PostgreSQL user. Now, we are in PostgreSQL user. So, let's enter PSQL. Okay. Now, we are in Postgres. Okay. Okay. So now let's execute these SQL commands one by one in the PostgreSQL prompt. Okay, so first of all, let's create a new PostgreSQL user name like SonarQube and set the password for this. So here my username is SonarQube and password is Sonar123. If you want, then you can change the username as well as password. So as you can see, role is created. Then next is let's create a new database named SonarQube as assigned its ownership to the SonarQube user that we just created. So the SonarQube, the username is SonarQube and the database is SonarQube. As you can see, create database with the name SonarQube. Okay. Then after that, let's grant all available privileges on the SonarQube database to the SonarQube user, because our username and database name is same, right? Then let's revoke all default permission to the public scheme from the public role. It's revoked. Now then let's grant to the Sonar user all privileges on the public scheme within the SonarQube database. It's done. Grant. Now let's connect to the newly created SonarQube database. Let's check. Now, as you can see, now you are now connected to the database with the name SonarQube and the username username is SonarQube and the user is Postgres. Okay. Okay. Now here, let's set the default privileges for the future tables, sequences, and function created by the SonarQube user within the public scheme. Okay. So let's create. Okay, it's done. Now let's exit from the PostgreSQL. Simply enter Q and exit from PostgreSQL. Enter exit. Now we are in Ubuntu user. It's done, right? Okay, so we have successfully installed PostgreSQL. We have successfully created PostgreSQL user as well as database. Right? Okay. Now let's move to the next step. The next step is let's install and configure SonarQube. So now we will download the configuration, the SonarQube application itself. So let's create a new system user group name SonarQube. So let's create a new user group name SonarQube. Okay, it's successfully created. Then after that, let's download the latest SonarQube package. Okay, so if I go to the official page of SonarQube, and here, as you can see, install it from the zip file and go to the distribution. And here, copy link address. That's the link address that we have entered here. So let's copy this and let's enter here. Okay. So as you can see, the zip file successfully downloaded. So first of all, we need to unzip this file. So first of all, we need to install unzip package in this. So as you can see, the unzip package successfully download. Now let's unzip the SonarQube that zip file. So as you can see, here we have successfully unzipped the SonarQube file and we have successfully moved to this /opt directory. If you want, then if I go to this /opt directory, from the ls command, as you can see here, we have successfully unzipped this file. Okay. Now, after that, the next step is let's rename the extracted SonarQube directory from this name to this SonarQube. So let's let's rename this. A second. Okay. So now let's go to the slash opt directory. Run the ls command. As you can see that the file renamed with this SonarQube. Sorry, that's the folder renamed with this SonarQube. Okay. Okay. And then after that, let's change the ownership of this slash opt SonarQube directory and all its contents recursively and to the SonarQube user. Okay. So let's run this command. Okay. After that, let it is to edit the configuration file of SonarQube. So let's edit this. That's the SonarQube. Let's edit this configuration file of SonarQube. If sometime there is a wrong path, if then you can go to this inside this opt directory, then SonarQube, then configuration file, and then SonarQube properties. Okay, I guess here I mentioned SonarQube properties, and okay, and here we need to key changes here, which first of all, database. So you need to enter your database, that username and password, that SonarQube.jdbc. As you can see here, you can see the mention. So I'm going to remove these two lines. SonarQube.jdbc username as well as password. And I'm going to enter these two lines here as it is. Because my username is SonarQube and password is Sonar123. And after that, here I'm going to enter these PostgreSQL 13 or later. That's the okay. Then let's go to this web server, and here you need to uncomment this Sonar web port 9000 as well as we need to uncomment this Sonar web host. As you can see, that's 0.0.0. That means any IP address can access. So let's save the file and exit. Okay, it's done. We have successfully make some changes in this configuration, sorry, properties file. It is configuration file of SonarQube. Okay, now let's create a new systemd files. So let's create for SonarQube service. And here we need to add this data. So check for once. Okay, it is correct. Let's save the file and exit. And after that, let's reload the system. Then let's enable the SonarQube. Then let's start the SonarQube. And let's check the status of Sonar. As you can see, it's active running and it is since from 4 seconds ago. Okay, that means we have successfully installed Sonar. So now, how to access SonarQube in browser? So as you know, the default port number of SonarQube is 9000. Okay, as you can see. So let's access the SonarQube in browser. So copy your instance IP, hit on browser, and the SonarQube port number is 9000. As you can see, SonarQube is starting. It will take few seconds. So wait a few seconds. It's starting SonarQube. Sometimes it takes few seconds to start. Okay. Now as you can see, the login page of SonarQube. So log into SonarQube. So first of all, we need to enter a login username and password, and two is mandatory. You can see the star mark. So as you know, the default username and password of SonarQube. So the default username is admin and password also admin. You can log in, and first of all, you need to change the password for security reason. And as you can see, your password must be 12 character, one upper, one lower, one number, and one special character. So you need to fulfill this. Click on. So as you can see, this is a SonarQube dashboard. As you can see, the SonarQube server, projects, issues, rules, quality profiles, quality gates, administrator, and as you can see, the account of, you can see login admin, groups, that Sonar administrator and users, Sonar users. Okay, and as you can see, the notifications, security, projects. Right now, I don't have any projects, so you have no project admin privileges, right? So that's it. Okay, so it's done. So in this session, we have learned how to install the latest version of SonarQube. That means that's the version, right? You can see the DevOps 25.1 LTA. Okay. So thank you for watching, and I hope you understand.